What's up, you guys? We're back. It is a cold Wednesday afternoon in Austin, Texas. We're coming off of snowpocalypse, but yesterday we had snow, actual snow. Now we're at a coffee shop, Tony and I wanted to talk about a few things on this video pertaining to sales reps, but also like in my community, I work one-on-one in small group setting with a lot of sales reps. And there's frequently occurring concepts that I need to dive into with newer people. As we go through this video, hit on 3 big ones and break them down to share with you guys and help you guys out. Before we get into that, I like to document kind of what we're doing with the agency and how that's progressing. And so today, it's like 1 o'clock now, but like it still feels like the morning. So far today, dude, we're launching, like we're about to launch 2 new teams. So we've been doing a lot of back and forth there with the business owners and with the marketing team, with our operations team and all that. So I had a few client calls there, really close to launching. And then we're trying to sign a big account that actually came off of like 2 referrals. He's got 1.6 million followers in the small business acquisition space. He was like, send 2 to 3 references. I'm like, okay, cool. Who do I know? And right off the top of my head, I have like 3 of some of the biggest, heaviest hitters in the info marketing sales space. And I was just reflecting on that. I was like, dude, that's so cool that I can like send these guys a message, say, hey, I'm gonna list you as a reference, and then they're cool with it. And yeah, so 2 marketing guys that have been behind like probably, I don't know, 80 million in online sales, and then an operations guy that's been behind 100 mil. So I sent off an email with references, whatever, so we'll see how that goes. A little car update too. I officially own a German car, check engine light on, and some other lights on. So I'm not too worried about it. It's a 20-year-old car, and it has some electrical wiring issues, as anyone could expect, and they're probably not needing to be fixed like right now. So I'm driving with check engine light on. Still going smooth. The car is sick. You don't really, I mean, I've driven before. I had a Mustang, just a V8 automatic, whatever. Like it's a fun car, but like I'm a car guy, but I don't really know cars like that. But like the driving experience, driving like this car that I got is insane, bro. Like it feels like the most like authentic, real driving experience that I've ever had. I mean, for sure that I've ever had, but one of the most authentic ones that I think you could get, to be honest. I got a new hoodie, check it out. Shout out the boys Noah and Cam, got me right with Adobe drip. Okay, actually this is pretty cool. We launched a new team in December from zero, brand new, not a brand new product, but a brand new like business front-facing online presence. And in December we launched it. In January, I think we're over 600K cash collected 22nd of January. And so we're probably gonna, I don't know if we're gonna hit $1 million a month, but we're gonna get close in the like first full month of launch, which is insane. We got appointment setters on that team that are gonna be making 10K a month. Actually, we're looking for one more. So if you see this, leave a comment or something, hit me up on social media. And then our closers, like, they're making a lot of money. So that's a win for sure. We can get into some of these like bullet points. So there's three things I want to talk about. One is these job training funnels. Okay, so if you're in high ticket sales, if you're in my community, you should know about this. If you're not, you probably are running, like you're maybe going on Facebook groups or you're getting ads for high ticket closing jobs, high ticket setting, and you go through the process and then they're like, oh yeah, the job is yours. You just need to buy the $4,000 training. And if you don't have enough context over what is normal and what is not in the space, you might see that and be like, damn, is this just how the space is? Like, in order to work for these people, I have to buy their training, and it's not like that. If you're not in any kind of like paid community or any kind of community where they do have like these kind of backdoor hiring opportunities, you're probably running into this a lot, and I just want to let you know it's not normal. Example, I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos. This guy's like, is it beneficial to work for a big name? I was like, yes, it is. And then he responded back and was basically like, okay, well, I talked to this guy and he said I need to pay this much money to work for him. And I was like, oh, hold on. I didn't know we were getting into all that. I don't want to knock the idea of training and like hyper focusing on the next step in front of you. To break into high ticket sales, you do not need to pay someone for job training. I think that's the clarification that I want to make. Like, you shouldn't pay someone for training to do the job. Now, if you buy training and then you get a job through that, like organically, that's cool. I mean, people have done that in my community personally. But if they're like, oh yeah, bro, here's a $15,000 per month closing role. We love you. We think you're great. By the way, training's $4,000. I think that's a little bit more normal in like insurance and stuff like that. But in high ticket, like, don't do it, bro. There's so many opportunities out there. If those are the only ones that you're coming in contact with, you're just not looking in the right places. You're not connected to the right people. And that's why that, being connected pays off. Check this out, dude. Hold on. Can you see that?
Yeah, you can see that.
All right. So as I'm telling you, the method number one, we get a payment from a sales agency client. I think that's for like 2 weeks. Not all profit. We got to pay team and all that. But I don't know. Cool timing. So I figured I'd show you guys. On the job training funnels, they make it look like a job. It is a job if you do the training, if you pay for the training and you're good. I've seen people pay for the training and then not even get the job after. And that's a super shitty situation to be in, because you're not paying for training that gets you access to multiple opportunities. You're paying for one that gets you considered for one, and then you don't even get that job, and then you're just like shit out of luck. Okay, so before we get into the next one, just talking a little bit more on training, sales training, and any other kind of training that like pertains to high ticket sales. You should be focusing on training that gets you from point A to point B, not like point A to point Z. A lot of people out there, they're gonna run ads and they're gonna be like, here's how you could be a 30K per month remote closer from scratch in 30 days or less, or 60 days or less. And like, yes, there's stories of people starting and getting to 30K a month very quickly. I've even posted like interviews of people who did that, but there's a little bit of difference in an interview versus an ad saying everybody can do this. So focus on like training and investing in training. I say investing financially, but also like investing your time, your energy, your focus, all that. But focus on training that gets you through the hurdle that's immediately in front of you, which is probably not making 30K per month right now today. If you're in a job that you don't love, or you're capped out at and you're intrigued by the remote closing stuff, get into something that helps you get into remote closing, not just claims to get you to 30K per month right away, because there's a lot of steps in between where you're at now and 30K per month, hypothetically. So yeah, make that distinction. One last point on the first bullet point here is learn from people that are in the game. All right, I'm gonna say this, just not as like a hateful thing, or not as like a targeted thing, but example, Bradley. If you guys know who Bradley is, he runs a podcast. He's a very successful business owner, runs multiple businesses in different niches. He does really, really well. He makes way more money than me. Bradley has not been a remote closer in I don't know how many years, if he's ever done it. Maybe he has a team that helps him fulfill on that and all that. If you could choose working with someone directly, let's say Bradley, again, not hating on Bradley, to learn how to go from like 0 to 5 to 10K per month in remote closing, versus someone who's doing it right now, whether they're individually selling or running the teams. I mean, I would personally just work with the person that's more relatable to me. You probably have better access to them anyways, which access and proximity is what is going to get you further faster. That's the first bullet point, guys. The job training funnels. When you're investing in training, know exactly what you want to get out of it, what you should get out of it, and then just have proper expectations around it. This is my favorite thing to do so far. It's like casually, I could put this in the passenger seat, but why would you put the backpack in the passenger seat when you have this?
That's hilarious.
Cool. You want to catch the cold start?
Yeah.
Let's see how it sounds. All right, bros. Second bullet point, 2 hurdles. When you're coming into the industry, or when you're applying to jobs, but yeah, coming into the industry, there's 2 hurdles. One is, do you have sales experience? Do you have relevant sales experience, whether it's setting or closing? And then, do you have industry experience? Because a lot of you guys coming in, you do have sales experience. I had sales experience, but what I didn't have, the second hurdle, was the industry experience. Like, I didn't know the high ticket industry. I didn't know how to operate with the software that they use, talking to the clients they use, and the structure they use. And you have to like objectively understand where you're at, and then based on where you're applying, the roles you're looking to get into, where your competition is going to be at. Because if you're going in and you say, hey, I want to go straight to closing, just like I did, just know that when you apply to a 20K per month closing role, out of the 30 applicants, you already have one of those hurdles done. You have sales experience, but out of 30 applicants, 22 of them probably already have sales experience and have industry experience. So you just need to be aware of that, and then you need to lean into your edge, whether it's niche experience because you know how to wholesale houses and you've actually done it and that's what the program does, or just like the fact that you're a genuine professional and everywhere you've worked, you've been there a long time, been the top performer. So you have to like lean into your edge in that case. For setting, the bar is really low, bro. Setting is an entry-level role. Above all, they're looking for someone who's hungry, just looking for the opportunity to get in and work as much as they can, as hard as they can, and just prove themselves. That is like the perfect appointment setter. More times than not, if you don't have appointment setting experience, you will be able to get considered for these jobs for appointment setting, because I personally, and well as many other business owners, would rather hire a professional over someone who just has appointment setting experience. One of our best guys, Diego, shout out Diego, he actually helps me with like community calls now. When we first partnered up with him, he was a bank teller. He was a professional, bro. He's working at, I think, Chase Bank as a teller, like interacting with people all day, every day, fast transactions. You know, people at a bank, they're not always the happiest people. And so like, when we were hiring for an appointment setter for people to do like 10K per month or whatever in our agency, like I didn't even hesitate to hire him because I knew he had like the skill set and he was a professional. He hadn't done appointment setting before, but that didn't stop us. Setting, just be a professional, be willing to work. Closing, understand the landscape, the caliber of opportunity that you're applying to, who's gonna be going up against you, and lean into your strong suits. If you're trying to go straight from like another sales job into closing, what I'd recommend is like just getting your foot in the door somewhere. You're probably not going to get the 20 to 30K per month role from day one because it's very competitive in those. But if you can get a part-time closing role that gets you 6 to 8K per month, get proof of concept, and then leverage up, you fast forward 6 months, 12 months, you'll probably be further along if you just get in faster rather than sit and wait for the perfect role. That's point 2. We can rip point 3 before we get our tacos. So point 3 is this concept of creating a web. And I have a graphic, we can pop it up on the screen, probably big so you can read it. The most successful people that I know in the high ticket industry that have been doing it at a high rate for the longest amount of time, they do 2 things, or they all have like 2 things in common. One, they're all at least halfway decent, if not pretty good at what they do, which is usually closing. The other thing is they're usually the most connected to other people that are high level. You know, you can go and get good at closing pretty quickly if you just learn from the right people and you get a role where you have the opportunity to practice. The network and creating this web effect to where you always kind of have this like insurance policy of opportunity when you need it, it's a lot harder to do, and you can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do that this week. Like it's an ongoing thing that could take 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, however long. Like you have to continuously do it. A lot of the guys in our agency, man, like they were kind of a part of the web of myself or my partner Cole when we were individual sales reps, and you know, they landed with us and now they're able to do big months because they just stayed connected and we knew they were good. It's not one of those things like sales training where it's like, okay, I do this, I check this box, I'm better. It is kind of more of like a thing that you need to do in the background. You don't know when it's going to ROI, but when it does, it's going to be big. Bro, just through meeting people, opening doors, that's the main thing. You just want to open doors. And then keeping in touch with people, helping people where you can, providing feedback, congratulating people on wins. Like it all comes full circle. I mean, I see guys that are like, they're making 15K a month here, closing, the offer shuts down, they text a few people, and then before you know it, they have 3 interviews lined up in the next 2 days to be considered for other stuff. And then also for you guys starting out, especially if you're newer, like your appointment setting, let's say there's like 3 people. One person works a full-time job, they apply to jobs when they can, it's pretty tough for them based on their situation. The other person, like they have nothing better to do but apply to jobs. And so as if it's their full-time job, they're applying to 100 jobs in a 2-week period. And they get, I don't know, 20 interviews and they have 4 offers extended to them and they accept 1. Well, what are they gonna do with all the other ones? They're either gonna go to waste or they're just gonna be like, yo dude, we've been chatting back and forth, like I know you're looking, talk to these people, talk to these business owners. They actually said they're hiring like 3 people right now. And so just like getting, again, surrounded by guys that are pushing through, ideally at a same level as you, but also, you know, above and below in some circumstances, is literally the highest ROI thing you can do. And that's why like the community aspect of what we do is the most valuable thing. Like, yeah, we have sales training. Yeah, we help you rebuild your resumes, but like if you can utilize the community, you can ROI many, many, many times over. and my tacos are ready. So I'm gonna go get them. But that was basically point 3. We taco check? Bro, this is crazy. Give it a little glisten. It's gonna be messy. All right, bro, so that's the 3 things I want to talk about in this video. Give you guys some updates on agency, clients we're trying to sign, clients we did sign, clients we're launching. If you guys have anything you want to see, drop it in the replies. It could be for sales reps, it could be for sales agency, for business owners, and we'll take it from there. So appreciate you guys watching. See you soon.